I remember, like it was yesterday, it was my sister's birthday and everybody else was in the kitchen having root beer floats. And I was in a different room with him and he was just drinking and he thought it would be fun to let me try it. So he did again and again. Which is, it's kind of odd considering you're only 4 and you're drunk, like shot after shot after shot, to the point to where I remember walking down the hallway to go to my bedroom and couldn't walk straight, bumping side to side into the wall, just trying to get into the room. You know, it was a rough 10 years. It was a rough 10 years. It wasn't my father. It was my sister's dad. He was my father figure, and he was a 3rd-degree black belt. And he was very physically abusive, verbally, mentally, and unfortunately, he was a drug addict and an alcoholic as well. So any little thing that triggered him, I was the source of his outlet, I guess. I was his training partner, I guess you could say. But, I mean, I learned from it. It toughened me up. I learned how to take a strike. Unfortunately, it shouldn't have happened that way, but I think I've done okay, you know, considering, you know, the type of, well, trauma that somebody would have to go through for, you know, 10 years of their life. You know, lost my childhood, you know, that from 2 to 12. I mean, that's, you know, you're supposed to be playing Chutes and Ladders, you know, not drinking bourbon. My name's Tony Giannini. I run martial arts businesses, and I have an online site called dojohero.com where we help other school owners run better classes and help them to grow their school. I also have 2 brick and mortar martial arts facilities here in South Jersey, and we also do a transported martial arts business where we send buses to the schools around here and we pick them up and we bring them back to the karate facility.
How you feeling today? Even louder over here. Fantastic, sir. Everybody feeling today? Fantastic, sir! Let's start off with 10 jumping jacks. Ready, go! 1, 2, 3, 4.
I met Dana in my karate school. She came to do kickboxing class. I only caught her coming in, you know, like once or twice before. And the girl that was teaching it knew that I had a thing for blonde hair and blue eyes, I guess. And she said, oh, you guys will make a great couple. So she had introduced us. She's beautiful. I mean, white dress, long blonde hair, blue eyes sparkling. Yeah, it was a sight to see. I remember we were at Echelon Mall. She was saying that her legs were very, very tired and weak. I just remember her getting out and only walking a few steps, and then she had to sit down on the curb. So that was the very first, like, real sign that we both saw as far as, like, the decline in her legs. Like, that was the first time that she ever had to stop. We had an appointment to go see a neurologist, and they did CAT scans and everything else, and we went to her office and we were sitting there, and I just remember being very cold. You know, said, oh yeah, you got MS. She was like, there's nothing we can do. I mean, we can just hope that we can stop the progression from moving forward. And she got up and basically walked out of the room. It was about 18 months after Jack was born. And then later on found out that sometimes pregnancy will trigger a dormant MS that's within you. I just thought to myself, I'm like, what is she gonna do if something happens and she needs me here? You know, if I'm at work every single night until 8 or 9 o'clock. So I kind of read the writing on the wall and started thinking about different ways to kind of curb that and figure out, you know, what I need to do in order to be home, basically. I wanted to do something online because I figured that was probably my best opportunity to do something that I was good at, which is martial arts. And that's where I kind of found the drills niche for me, because that's what I was really good at. That's where I first started to get a better idea as to what I needed to do. And it also led me to realize that this isn't probably something that I'm going to do. because working on a website, that type of thing, just was foreign to me. I didn't want to do it, to be honest with you. I wanted to go kick stuff. I wanted to go hit stuff. I didn't want to sit at a computer, but I knew that it had to get done. So once I realized that I couldn't do it, I had to seek out somebody that could. I just remember like 2 months going by, and it was only supposed to take 4 weeks to get the whole thing done. And I kept getting the runaround about, oh yeah, everything's going really great. The pages look awesome. I'll send you over some examples. Cool. Weeks go by, don't get any examples, don't hear anything, don't see anything. I don't even know if they started. I don't even think they started on the site, to be honest with you. I don't think they ever even worked on it. And then I never saw anything. I never got anything. There was no way for me to know whether or not they even did one thing on that. It was very, very frustrating. Having that inability to do something for yourself, right? That's dealing with a website. It's painful. It's painful when you have to rely on others to get things done and you don't have the power in your hands. This guy came over for an interview one day and he's like, well, this is what I can do for you. And I was impressed. I was like, how are you making all these pages like so fast? Oh, I use a software called ClickFunnels. I had this idea and I was like, you know what? Our industry needs this, because martial arts guys, when it comes to computer stuff, building websites and that type of thing, we're not that great at it. And about 2 weeks of me playing around in there, I had built 65, 70 funnels for everything you could think of, from parents' night outs to summer camps to lead generators, like full blown out from page 1, the opt-in, all the way to the thank you page, like 4 or 5 steps. I just didn't give up. I was like, there's no going the other way anymore. I was like, I gotta figure this out. I got to figure this out. There's no option. And that was the best option for me. So many people make excuses and don't believe that they can learn something just because they don't like it. Listen, I didn't like it. I'm glad that I learned it. Like I said, it puts the power right back in your hands. And then it's just, what's your imagination? What's your limit? What are you gonna come up with? Well, it doesn't really matter. Now you can come up with whatever you want and just build it. It's funny when I think about it, because to think that I spent maybe $500 on the camera, the lights, the lavalier, and to think that I'm still using all the same stuff today. Within 5-year period, I'm right at almost $1 million just on the website by itself. To have a website do that kind of number without having to put a ton of effort into it after the initial effort, that's pretty good. And when you think about the return on investment on what I had to spend on a camera and lights and a backdrop, and then you put on top of it how many people you've helped, the money's that's just a side factor. That comes when you provide a good product. It's a game of speed, almost like a game of tag on the back. So what we're gonna do? It's not that difficult. What's difficult is getting inside your own head and letting that defeat mentality take over. Build on the drill and then just let them have at it. It'll create a ton of energy in your classes. I'm Tony with DojoHero.com. We'll see you next time. It's that constant, what we used to call baby steps in class. Well, okay, you can't do this today. That's fine. Take a step towards it. And every day, if you do that, it's going to compound on each other, and eventually you'll be able to get to where you need to go. But just don't overwhelm yourself, because you can do it. And it doesn't matter if it's a karate kick or if it's learning how to use ClickFunnels. If you want to be happy, try to find something that you love. For me, how can I not be happy? I teach martial arts to kids for a living. It's the greatest job there is.